Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Jake from today'siphone.com, and here's your TIP Daily for February 1st, 2013. Okay, so to start off the day with a little iOS 6.1 news. Earlier this week, we let you know that iOS 6.1 was the fastest adopted iOS version ever. Just 36 hours after it went live, 22% of all iOS devices were running iOS 6.1. And although that growth has slowed a little bit, a new survey from OnSwipe revealed today that that number has jumped again to 26% of all iOS devices are now running iOS 6.1. Probably a huge factor for why these numbers are so high so quickly. Just has to do with the availability of over-the-air downloads and updates. It's huge, it's much easier, and you can just set it off in the background and let it update in your pocket. So it's definitely a great way to go. So if you haven't already updated to iOS 6.1, you don't really have a reason not to. But you should keep in mind that if you're planning to jailbreak on Sunday, you have to update through iTunes, not over the air. Alright, moving on. Every time a concept for a cool device or cool software comes across the Today's iPhone desk, I always like to show you guys just because there are a lot of great designers out there and a lot of potential for what we could possibly see in the future. This next concept from 3D designer Ricardo Afonso would have to be very far in the future, or maybe not that far, but definitely not in the next foreseeable future, and that is because it is an iPad that is entirely translucent. It's really cool. It looks super sleek, very Apple, and although it may be a little bit too futuristic for now, the pictures and videos are definitely worth taking a look at. The designer said that he likes to think about devices that could exist in the future and bring them to life now. So the link for that video is in the description down below. Okay, and finally, earlier this week, Cam got his hands on the book case for the iPhone 5 from 12 South. Today he has an unboxing and first looks at the book case for the iPad mini, following with the long line of quality cases from 12 South. The book for the iPad mini is a very solid case. It has the aged leather look, it has the stand, it has, the really secure way to hold the device in with the 2 zippers on the outside. It looks great if this is your thing, and obviously it's not for everybody because not everybody wants to turn their new high-tech technology into like an old-fashioned worn book. But for those of you that do, this is definitely worth taking a look at. It is on the pricier side of the iPad mini case spectrum, but the build quality and the materials definitely make up for it. Okay, well that's all the big news for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Your question of the day today is, what's the most money you've ever spent on an iOS accessory? Was it a case? Was it a skin? Was it a speaker? Something like that. I've spent much more money than I care to admit on iOS accessories, but probably my most expensive one, I have a smart case for my iPad and it was $50, and it's basically a hard piece of felt that wraps around my iPad, so that was a lot of money to spend on a hard piece of felt. So you can let me know your most expensive iOS accessory in the comment section down below or on Twitter at TIP_Jake. Please don't forget the links to everything I talked about in this video in the description down below, so definitely check those out. And as always, for more news, views, and reviews, don't forget to check out today'siphone.com.